we discuss about introduction about the object recognition. What is the object? How object will be recognized? There are different types, and main approach in the object detection is classification. So basically, there are two basic types to use in object detection. One is a classification, and another one is a clustering. That means you have to give one the label the data. So label the data, that is nothing but supervised learning, and when supervised learning, that is nothing but cluster classification. And another type, unlabeled data. Unlabeled data, that is nothing but unsupervised learning, and unsupervised learning, that is nothing but clustering. So these are basic part of the object detection. So in this chapter we focus on a first type, that is classification, that is labeled data, means supervised learning. So we have to give one the label the data. This label the data requires some supervisors to assign the labels, and that's why it is a supervised learning. And this technique is known as a classification technique. So basically, in this technique, there are basically our data will be divided into three parts. One is test training data, another one is validation data, and third one is test data. So these are basically type of the or data will be divided into these three types. Okay, so that is classification. That all parts we discussed in the last lecture. Now basically, when we have to talk about the classification, it can define some features. So when we have to define our object recognition technique, in that object recognition we need to identify the features of that object, and that features are known as a patterns. So that features are collectively called as a patterns. That also part we discussed in a previous lecture. Now in this lecture we discuss about the patterns and the pattern classes. So the approach to pattern recognition developed in this chapter has two different types or two different areas. One is decision theoretic, and then another one is structural. So there are two basic approach which are used to define the patterns. So one type is decision theoretic, that is known as quantitative approach. Another one is structural, that is qualitative approach. So these are the two basic types of approaches of the pattern recognition. So first approach, that is decision theoretic, that is known as a quantitative approach. In this category, it can deals with the pattern which can describe different quantitative descriptors such as length, area, texture. So when we want to identify the features, we want to identify the patterns from the object. These patterns having two basic types. One is quantitative approach, another one is qualitative approach or structural approach. In a quantitative approaches, there are different descriptors such as length descriptor, area descriptor, then diameter, perimeter. So these are the different descriptors which are in a quantitative approach. Okay, so these different approaches which are arranged in a pattern vector, these all these length, area, texture, gray level value, all these quantitative approach are arranged in the form of vectors, and that vector is called as a pattern vector. So in this chapter we can focus on this point, pattern vector. Another type or another category, another approach for the pattern recognition is structural approach, that is qualitative approach. So in a structural category, it deals with the pattern that best describes the qualitative descriptors such as relational descriptor, so which we have studied in a last lecture. Okay, last chapter. So there are another descriptor type or another feature, another area, that is structural category, or it is qualitative descriptor. And this qualitative descriptor, it can have relational descriptor, it can use the relational descriptor. Relational descriptor means it can generate the tree or a graph or some text, sometimes string or grammar. So that are the relative descriptor which we have to discuss in a previous chapter. मागच्या चॅप्टर मध्ये आपण रिलेटिव्ह डिस्क्रिप्टर बघितले, त्यामध्ये आपण ते ग्रामर तयार केलं होतं, किंवा आपण ट्री स्ट्रक्चर तयार केला होता, किंवा आपण ग्राफ तयार करू शकतो. So that are a relative descriptors. Okay, or that is structural category, and that is qualitative descriptor. So typically these are the composed of symbols arranged in the form of strings, trees, or graphs. Okay, so these are the different relational descriptors which are used in a structural category. Now, most of the work in this chapter will be focused on a pattern vector. That means our first type, that is quantitative approach. So in this chapter, we discuss quantitative approach. That means we can concentrate, we can focus on the part of length descriptor or some area descriptor, text descriptor, or regional descriptor. So all these regional descriptor, that means length, area, then perimeter, then eccentricity, all these descriptor which we have to focus in this pattern vector. It also consists of different gray level value also. So in quantitative approach, it can consider the this quantitative descriptor such as length, area, whereas in structural descriptor, it can consider qualitative descriptors such as our relational descriptor, means string, tree, or graph, or whatever this type. So in this chapter, we can concentrate on the qualitative approach. We can focus on a qualitative approach. Okay. So center to the theme of recognition is concept of learning from the simple pattern. So in last lecture, we also discussed what is the learning pattern. So learning pattern, this is one of the main theme. Without learning, you cannot do something. Okay. So central of this recognition system is learning. ओके, आपण मागच्या ह्याच्यात लेक्चर मध्ये एक्झाम्पल बघितलंय की ह्युमन ब्रेन कसा लर्न करतो. म्हणजे काल आपण एक्झाम्पल बघितलं की डिव्हाइस दिलाय मी, नवीन डिव्हाइस असेल तर तो डिव्हाइस तुम्हाला माहित होत नसतं, तर तो डिव्हाइस कसा माहित होतो, तर कोणतरी तुम्हाला सांगतो की हा XYZ डिव्हाइस आहे, मग ते तुमचं लर्निंग झालं. सो when classification technique or recognition system, pattern recognition system, learning is very important, and learning consists of this training and validation phase. Okay, so central of theme recognition is concept of learning from the sample pattern. Learning technique for both decision theoretic or structural approach are developed and illustrated in the material that follows. Okay, so we can consider learning technique for both of the approaches. So without learning, you cannot do recognition system. Now consider that the name feature is used often in the pattern recognition literature to denote the descriptor. Now we see in last lecture or in some previous lectures, we can identify or we can use the term features. Okay, so an object or when image will be segmented into the different segment, the different features are identified from that particular segment. So that features is nothing but descriptor, or this is another way we can say that this is a patterns. Okay, so in last lecture, upon last lecture मध्ये पण example बघितले. Suppose you have to draw the A, so we can find the feature. So feature is this line, and this line, for example. Or suppose you have to like 3. So these are the structures. So this line, and one curve. So these are the descriptors. Okay, so this is the features of the particular object, and features is nothing but descriptor. And another way we can say that that descriptor is nothing but a pattern. Okay, so a pattern class is a family of pattern that share some common property. So pattern class, so collection of all these patterns are known as a pattern class. So these pattern class will be share some common property which have a particular, suppose there are lots of images, and from that images suppose 100A. ओके, आपण काल लेक्चर मध्ये बघितले की 100A आपण वेगवेगळ्या ऑथर कडनं घेतलं. सो 100 वेगवेगळे पॅटर्न्स तयार होणार आणि ह्याचं कलेक्शन. सो दॅट इज अ पॅटर्न क्लास. So this pattern class is nothing but family of pattern, collection of pattern, and that share some common property. So that is a pattern class. So pattern and pattern class, see this is a difference. So pattern is nothing but feature, or it is nothing but descriptor. So each object has its own feature, each object has its own descriptor. Okay, and that is called as a pattern. So collection of such pattern which have same some common property, that is called as a pattern class. For example, suppose there are 100A which are written by 100 authors. Okay, 100 different persons. So each A has its own pattern, and collection of all these patterns, collection of all 100 A's pattern, that is called as a pattern class. So pattern class is a family of pattern, collection of a pattern that can share the some common property. Now generally pattern class are denoted by W1, W2, WW, where W is the number of classes. So these are the notation which are used for the pattern. So W1 or W2 or WN. So these are the patterns, and this collection of patterns is called as a pattern class. Okay, so W is number of classes. So there are number of classes. For suppose we can consider A. Okay, so these are 100 patterns, and these collectively all 100 class patterns are called as a one pattern class. So that is a pattern class. So such there are 26 pattern class, and 0 to 9 these are the 10 pattern classes. Okay, so suppose we want to identify, or we want to use the handwritten character recognition technique. So how many classes we need to develop? So we need to write how many classes? So there are 26 A to Z, then small case A to Z, and then 0 to 9. So these are 10. So 26 plus 26 plus 10. So this number of pattern classes are used to recognize handwritten character or anything. So that is pattern class. So pattern recognition by machine involves technique for assigning pattern to their respective class automatically and with little human interaction as possible. So pattern recognition using the machine, that is nothing but automatically assign a particular class label, automatically assign a particular pattern to that particular class. That is main theme of pattern recognition. So in a pattern recognition, we can identify the pattern, we can match the pattern with a predefined pattern and assign the label for that pattern, and that is nothing but pattern recognition using the machine. Here there will be two techniques or two interaction or two supervisors are used. One is a machine which can automatically assign, and another one is a human. So some human interaction is needed. So when you want to labeling the patterns, so at that time human interaction is needed, and after that machine can read the patterns and it can automatically assign the labels which are given by the, or matching pattern label will be given. So these are the two steps. So at learning stage, at training stage, human interaction is required. Human can be, or some supervisor can assign the label to that pattern. So that is human interaction. After that, after using that labeled data, machine can automatically assign the patterns or automatically match the pattern and assign the label to the unseen pattern. And so this is a pattern recognition using the machine. So here pattern recognition by machine involves technique for assigning the pattern to their respective class automatically. So automatically it can assign the class, or automatically it can assign the label to specific pattern, and here some human interaction is also required. So three common pattern recognition or pattern arrangement are used in a practice. So generally three techniques are used in a pattern arrangement. One is vector, okay, that is quantitative descriptor, another one is string, and third one is tree. So these two are used for the structural descriptor, whereas vector, that is decision theoretic, or it is a quantitative. So vectors are used for the quantitative approach, whereas string and trees are used for the qualitative approach, or that is structure. So these are the three different pattern arrangements. So pattern will be arranged in three different types. One is vector, another one is string, and third one is tree structure. So these are the three different arrangement of the pattern, and these three arrangements are related to different two approaches. So vector arrangement is used for the quantitative approach, whereas string and tree, that approach is related to the qualitative approach of structural descriptors. Okay, so now here in this chapter we can focus on the vectors. In this chapter we can focus on the pattern vector. So what is the pattern vector? So pattern vector are represented by the bold lowercase letter such as X, Y, Z, and it will be in the form of this. So this is our representation of a pattern vector. So it is a one dimensional column matrix. So it is column matrix, and it can denoted by the bold case letter, small case letter. Okay, bold small case letter. So this is our, so for example, x is equal to x1, x2 up to xn, where x1, x2 up to xn are represented by the different descriptor, different features, different patterns. Okay, and n is nothing but n different types of descriptors. So there are n different types of descriptors. So where each component, that is xi, represent ith descriptor. That is x1 is first descriptor, x2 is second descriptor, x3 is third descriptor, up to xn. So these are the different descriptor. These are the different patterns. These are the different features. Okay. So these are represented in the form of column matrix, and there is n total number of descriptors. So n represent the total number of descriptor. So as many as this descriptor you can define. So here this is represent, pattern vector is represented in this form. So pattern vector are represented as a column, that is n into 1 matrix. So it is one dimensional column matrix, one dimensional column matrix. So this is n into 1. So that is column matrix. Hence pattern vector can be expressed in the form of this x is equal to x1, x2 up to xn t. So as like in last chapter आपण मीन वेक्टर किंवा पिक्सेल वेक्टर आपण रिप्रेझेंट केला होता मागच्या ह्याच्यात, आपण एक्झाम्पल बघितले. तर हाच मॅट्रिक्स आपण या पद्धतीने लिहितो. सो इक्विव्हॅलेंट इज x इज इक्वल टू x1, x2 अप टू xn रेज टू t. So t is nothing but transpose. So for simplicity purpose, this type of matrix will be written into this type of a matrix. Okay. So these are the pattern vector. So pattern vector ह्या पद्धतीने आपल्याला रिप्रेझेंट करता येतो. Now for example, आता इथे दिले. So here pattern vector can be formed directly from the image pixel. See, this is one of the example. So here pattern vector can be formed directly from the image pixel intensity by vectorizing the image using linear indexing. So here this pattern will be, our pattern vector will be represented in the form of linear indexing technique. So in this linear indexing, see, it will be starts from this point, then this point, then this. So here, see, the first element is 255, then 125, then next 5, then 125, then next 175, then 5. So in this way, it will be 225, then 175 and 225. So in this way we can define the pattern vector. So from that image we can directly write the pattern vector as like this. Okay, and this here in linear indexing technique is used to represent our this two-dimensional matrix into the pattern vector. So pattern vector can be directly formed from image pixel intensity. So these are the image pixel intensity. From this image intensity, we can directly convert into the pattern vector using linear indexing technique. Okay, so in this way you can, so that starts with this, then goes to this direction, then goes to here, then this direction, then from this direction, and from this direction. So using this technique, linear indexing technique, we can generate this pattern vector. The nature of the component of the pattern vector x depends on the approach used to describe the physical pattern. So nature of this, or how you can represent this pattern, that will be depends upon which type of technique you have to use to create the pattern. ओके, म्हणजे पॅटर्न क्रिएट करण्यासाठी तुम्ही कुठला अप्रोच वापरताय त्याच्यानुसार ह्या पॅटर्नचा, समजा तुम्ही हा पद्धतीने स्ट्रक्चरिंग वापरलं, सो पहिला 225, देन 175, देन 90, त्यानंतर 90 हे इथं वापरलं, तर हे स्ट्रक्चर वेगळे येणार आहे, डिस्क्रिप्टर वेगळे येणार आहे. So that means nature of the component of the pattern vector x depends on the approach which are used to define the pattern. पॅटर्न डिफाइन करण्यासाठी तुम्ही कुठला अप्रोच, आता ह्या ठिकाणी कुठला अप्रोच वापरलाय, हियर वी हॅव टू यूज द लिनियर इंडेक्सिंग अप्रोच, अँड बाय युजिंग लिनियर इंडेक्सिंग वी कॅन क्रिएट दिस टाइप ऑफ मॅट्रिक्स. बट इफ यू हॅव टू यूज अनदर टाइप ऑफ इंडेक्सिंग or another type of technique, so there will be another pattern will be generated, another this pattern vector will be generated. Okay, next, so here one of the example, one of the popular example we can consider here. Let us illustrate with the example that is both simple and give a sense of the history in the area of classification. So this is our one of the most important example, or most this is one of the basic basic data which are used for the classification purpose. आता हा जो एक्झाम्पल आपण घेणार आहे, ओके, म्हणजे थोडक्यात आता हे एक्झाम्पल काय आपण बघून मग मी तुम्हाला याचं डिटेल सांगतो. सो इन अ क्लासिक पेपर फिशर, सो दिस इज वन ऑफ द author or one of the computer scientists, we can write one paper in 1936 reported the use of what when we have to use new technique called as discriminant analysis to recognize three types of iris flowers. So that iris, so there is one flower that is known as iris flower. So iris flower has three different variations. आयरिस नावाचं एक फुल आहे, त्या फुलाचे तीन वेगवेगळ्या टाईपचे फुल्स आहेत. म्हणजे आपण आपल्याकडे जसे वेगवेगळ्या टाईपचे फुल असतात, म्हणजे आपण म्हणतो बघा, समजा आपण जास्वंदीचं घेतलं तर जास्वंदीचं फुल वेगवेगळ्या कलर मध्ये येतं, किंवा गुलाबाचं फुल म्हणलं तर आपण वेगवेगळ्या कलर मध्ये येतं किंवा वेगवेगळ्या टाईप मध्ये येतं. तसं इथं आयरिस फ्लावर आहे, ते आयरिस फ्लावर हे तीन वेगवेगळ्या व्हेरिएशन्स मध्ये येतं. सो फर्स्ट इज आयरिस सेरोसा, आयरिस वर्जिनिका अँड आयरिस वर्सिकला. So these are the three different types of iris flower. Iris flower चे तीन वेगवेगळ्या पद्धती टाइप आहेत, एक आयरिस सरोसा, आयरिस वर्सिनिका आणि आयरिस वर्सिकला. So these are the three different. आणि हे तिन्ही टाइप काय आहेत, तर ह्या तिन्ही टाइप मध्ये फरक काय, तर ते जे पानं आहेत त्या फुलाची जी पाकळ्या आहेत त्या पाकळ्यामध्ये हाईट आणि विड्थच्या रिलेटेड वेगळं वेगळं इन्फॉर्मेशन आहे. वेगवेगळे त्याच्या पाकळ्याची लांबी रुंदी ही वेगवेगळी आहे आणि त्याच्यावरने हे तीन टाईप पडले. मग त्या ठिकाणी जो डेटा स्ट्रक्चर बनवलेला आहे किंवा जी हे अशा, तर ह्या पेपरमध्ये हा जो ऑथर आहे यानं काय केलं की वेगवेगळे 150 फुलं, म्हणजे प्रत्येक टाईपची 50-50 फुलं घेतली आणि त्या प्रत्येक 50 फुलाच्या त्या पॅटर्नची, त्या पर्टिक्युलर पानाची सेपल विड्थ आणि सेपल हाईट, म्हणजे हे सेपल आहे ह्या लांबीपासून ह्या ठिकाणी, आणि पेटल म्हणजे हा जो मेन कर्वच्या एरिया आहे, हा थोडा कर्व आहे, इथून हा मेन एरिया चालतो, तर पेटलचा हा पार्ट आहे हा एवढा. तर सेपल विड्थ अँड पेटल विड्थ अशा पद्धतीने चार वेळ, म्हणजे पेटल विड्थ, पेटल लेंथ. सो दिस इज पेटल विड्थ अँड दिस इज अ पेटल लेंथ, आणि सेपल विड्थ, सेपल लेंथ. सो दिस इज सेपल विड्थ अँड सेपल लेंथ. So in this, these are the four important characteristics or four important features which are identified from these three types of flower. Okay, म्हणजे असे 150 ते 50 प्रत्येकीची 50 रेकॉर्ड आपण सर्च केले आणि त्या पर्टिक्युलर 50 रेकॉर्डची त्यांनी हे चार व्हॅल्यू फाइंड केल्या. म्हणजे प्रत्येक फुलाची पेटल विड्थ, पेटल लेंथ. पेटल विड्थ म्हणजे थोडक्यात कुठली की ही पेटल लेंथ झाली, आणि पेटल म्हणजे ह्या एरियापासून, आणि सेपल म्हणजे पूर्ण एंटायर पेजचा पार्ट असेल. तर हे दोन्ही पार्ट त्यानं कन्सिडर केले. सो दीज आर द फोर डिस्क्रिप्टर. सो x इज इक्वल टू x1, x2, x3, x4. x1 is nothing but petal width, x2 is nothing but petal length, x3 is nothing but sepal width, and x4 is nothing but sepal length. So from this, these are the four different descriptor that are used, four different features which are uniquely identify this flower. असे चार वेगवेगळे फीचर्स घेतले आणि प्रत्येक फुलाचे असे चार फीचर्स घेऊन त्यानं डेटा सेट तयार केला. आणि क्लासिफिकेशन मध्ये ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही क्लासिफिकेशन टेक्निक शिकणार आहे, मग तो डेटा मायनिंग मधला असेल किंवा मशीन लर्निंग मधला असेल किंवा कुठल्याही टेक्निक मध्ये क्लासिफिकेशन मध्ये असेल, तर पहिल्यांदा तुम्हाला हा डेटा सेट वापरून त्याचं क्लासिफिकेशन, म्हणजे पहिलं क्लासिफिकेशनचं जर एक्झाम्पल इम्प्लिमेंटेशन करायचं म्हणलं तर तुम्हाला हे एक्झाम्पल किंवा हा डेटा सेट दिला जातो. Okay, so here in this example, what is the pattern and pattern class? So pattern, so there are four patterns. For which are pattern? Though these petal width, petal length, sepal width, sepal length. These are the four different patterns are considered, and collectively all these. So this x is equal to x1, x2, x3, x4. These four are known as a pattern class. So what is pattern and what is the pattern class? You can identify from this concept. So each descriptor, each feature, that is nothing but pattern. So petal width, this petal length, for each flower there will be petal length, there will be petal width, petal height, sepal width and sepal length. So each flower has these four descriptors, those four features, and that is called as a pattern. And collectively all these, that will be called as a feature, a pattern class. So for this flower, this is our pattern class. So this is x. So x1, x2, x3 up to x50. So in iris data set, there are 50 samples for iris serosa, for 50 samples for iris virginica, and 50 samples for the iris versicolor. So for each type of a flower, he can take 50 different samples. So how many pattern class are considered? So totally there are 150 pattern classes are considered. Okay. So when so all these so when we can classify or clustering this, so this is example for the clustering. When you can clustering all these data, that clustering data will be divided into these three types. ज्यावेळेस हा डेटा आता हे दोन हा जो डेटा आहे दोन पद्धतीने वापरला गेला. इट इज युजफुल फॉर द क्लासिफिकेशन पर्पज as well as it is useful for the clustering purpose. So when we can cluster, when we can group all these patterns, so here three types of iris flowers described by the two measures. आता या ठिकाणी बघा इथं दोनच मेजर घेतले. So first is there two pattern or two features we have to consider here only: pattern width and petal width and petal length. So by using these two features, only two features. So how many features are there? Basically there are 4 features, but in this example or in this graph, it can uses only 2 features. One is petal width, another one is petal length. Okay, so when we can draw the graph of all these, so it can divide into 3 groupings. See here, all circles, so that are iris setosa. Okay, iris setosa. Then all these squares, so all these squares that are iris versicolor, and all these triangles, so these are the iris virginica. So all these different descriptor or all these different groups that will be created using these two features. ह्या दोन फीचर मुळे अशा पद्धतीने 3 ग्रुप तयार झाले. आता याच्यामध्ये बघा इथं दोन त्रिकोण झाले म्हणजे मिक्स झालेलं आहे बिकॉज ऑफ सम जे काही नॉईस असेल किंवा लेंथ मध्ये थोडाफार फरक झाला असेल तर त्यामुळे पण हा प्रॉब्लेम येऊ शकतो. बट दीज आर द 3 टाइप्स ऑफ आयरिस फ्लॉवर डिस्क्राइब बाय द 2 मेजर्स. फक्त इथं दोनच कन्सिडर केलेत. So there are basically 4 patterns, but for this example, for this graph, it can consider only 2 descriptor, 2 feature, that is petal width, petal length. Also you can use the sepal width, sepal length, so you can draw the graph. So means these features, which feature you want to select, you can decide that. So in our present terminology, each flower is described by 2 measurements which leads to 2D pattern vector. So rather than using all 4 features, all 4 descriptor, in this example we can use only 2 descriptor, that is petal length and petal width, that is x1 and x2. So that's why this is a 2D pattern. So where x1 and x2 are corresponding to petal length and petal width respectively. So these 3 pattern class in this case denoted by W1, W2 and W3 corresponding to the different varieties of setosa, virginica and versicolor represent. So there are 3 different pattern classes are defined. So W1, that is for the first type, that is setosa. W2, that is for the virginica, and third one is versicolor. So because the petal of the flower vary in width and length, see, because the petals of the flowers vary in width and length, the pattern vector describing these flowers also will vary, not only between the different class but also within the class. So each flower has its length and width will be different, and that's why when we can define the class, so each flower has its own width or different width for the different flowers, different length for the different flowers. So within the class as well as without the or in a different classes also. Okay. So figure shows length and width measure of several sample of each type of iris flower. After set of measurement has been selected, here in this case we can select two measure or two descriptor. So there are four descriptor, but we have to choose only two descriptors. So after set of measurement has been selected, the components of the pattern vector becomes the entire descriptor for the sample. So after selecting the specific descriptor, specific features. So for each type of object, there are lots of features, but from that lots of feature, which feature you want to select. So that is important part. So after selecting that features, after selecting that part of the patterns, the component of the pattern vector becomes the entire descriptor for the particular class. Okay. So thus each flower in this case becomes 2D Euclidean space. We also note that measurement of petal width and petal length in this case will be separate the class of Iris setosa from the other two, but did not separate as successfully the Virginica and versicolor type. See here, when we can consider only these two, petal width and petal length, so it can obvious from this diagram you can see that this group will be apart from these two. म्हणजे यामध्ये बघा की ह्या दोन पेटल विड्थ आणि पेटल लेंथ मध्ये हा ग्रुप म्हणजे आयरिस सटोसा कम्प्लिटली आयडेंटिफाय झालाय, म्हणजे सेपरेट झालाय, पण ह्या दोन्ही मध्ये वर्जिनिका आणि वर्सिकलर मध्ये कंबाईन झालाय बघा. इथं म्हणजे हे मिक्स झालेलं आहे. ओके, म्हणजे क्लिअरली हे डिस्टिंग्विश होते का, दोन सेपरेट ग्रुप होते का, नाही झाले. कारण का, तर ह्याचे काही मेजरमेंट मिक्स होऊ झालेले आहेत. सो हिअर the Iris setosa from the other two, but did not separate as successfully the Virginica and versicolor. म्हणजे हे दोन्ही कम्प्लिटली सेपरेट झालेले नाहीत बघा. इथं हा चौकोन 2 2 3 4 5 हे चौकोन आहे ह्या ग्रुप मध्ये आले, किंवा ह्याच्यातले जे सम ट्रायंगल्स हे ह्या ग्रुप मध्ये आले, जे कम्प्लिटली इथं जसा सेपरेट ग्रुप झालाय तसं ह्या दोन्हीचा ग्रुप सेपरेट झालाय का, नाहीये. मीन्स only these two measure are not useful to separate these groups. Okay. So, thus, this result illustrates the classical feature selection problem in which the degree of class separatability depends strongly on the choice of the descriptor. Now, from this example, we can say that when we have to choose these two descriptors, these two features, it cannot clearly separate these two groups. ह्या दोन फीचर्स वापरून आपण सेपरेट ग्रुप तयार करू शकतो का, हे दोन नाहीये, तयार होत नाहीये. म्हणजेच आपल्याला हे दोन नुसते डिस्क्रिप्टर घेऊन चालतील का, किंवा हे दोन नुसते फीचर्स घेऊन चालतील का, नाही चालणार. म्हणजे जर आपल्याला कंप्लीट सेपरेटेबिलिटी पाहिजे असेल त्या तिन्ही ग्रुपची, किंवा तिन्ही ग्रुप परफेक्टली आपल्याला सेपरेट करायचे असतील, तर तुम्हाला काय करावं लागेल, प्रॉपरली यू हॅव टू चूज डिफरंट पॅटर्न्स, डिफरंट वेक्टर्स. सो दिस इज example. So this result illustrates the classical feature selection problem in which the degree of class separatability depends strongly on the choice of descriptor selected for the application. So here for clearly separation we need to choose proper descriptors, proper features, and this is very important part in a pattern recognition. Okay. Now, we are interested in classifying different types of noisy shape. A sample which is shown in the figure. Suppose we have to given the one object, and this object having some boundary shape as like this. So in this there will be some noise or some disturbances on the boundary. So suppose such type of example, or suppose we have to segment the image, and this segmentation or boundary descriptor is represented as like this. So this boundary will be not clear. So we need to clear this boundary, or some form of distortion or some form of noise or some form of breakage are available in this boundary. So suppose you want to find some patterns or some pattern class from this type of image. So you need to convert this image into the one-dimensional graphics. So we can represent the object by its signature. We would obtain 1D signal from this form. So we can convert this image into the signal form. So like this. See, this is our center point, and we can consider that center degree. So when we have to convert this image into the some signal form, so this will be like this form, and from this we can create our matrix like this. इथं बघा ह्या सिग्नल क्रिएट झाला, ह्या इमेज वरून हा सिग्नल तयार झाला आणि ह्या सिग्नल वरून हा मॅट्रिक्स तयार झाला. मग इथं प्रत्येक ठिकाणी बघा हा एक पॉइंट, हा एक पॉइंट, हा एक पॉइंट, हा एक पॉइंट, असं प्रत्येक पॉइंटचं वेगवेगळं डिस्क्रिप्टर तयार झालं. सो G of R of θ1, R of θ2, R of θn. So these are the different matrix there. So we can express a signature as a vector by sampling its amplitude at increment of theta, then forming a vector. ह्याचं सॅम्पलिंग केलं म्हणजे आपण काय केलं की थीटाच्या ह्याच्यानुसार, so this is one part, this is another, this is another, this will be another, this will be another point, this will be another point. So in this way we can convert our sample into different signal will be into different samples. So this can forming the vector, for example xi is equal to r of theta I. So for I is equal to 1 to up to n. So instead of using raw sampled signature, a more common approach is to compute some function. ह्याच्यामध्ये काही ठिकाणी असं जर रॉ हे घेतलं तर इट मे बी नॉट अ प्रॉपरली, इट कॅनॉट बी डिफाइन अ प्रॉपरली डिस्क्रिप्टर. सो इन दिस केस यू कॅन डिफाइन सम फंक्शन. Okay, so some function, so you can compute some function, it may be threshold function, it may be some sigmoid function or whatever type of function. You can use that function on the signal and then you can convert that into the vector form. Right, a direct sampling specific म्हणजे आपण इथं काय केलं की ह्या एक्झाम्पल मध्ये डायरेक्ट थीटा नंतर π/4, π/2, 3π/4, then पाय, then 5π/4 म्हणजे स्पेसिफिक इंटरवल नंतर आपण हे घेतलं म्हणजे डायरेक्ट आपण पार्ट केले. तर असं न करता असं केल्यामुळे काय प्रॉब्लेम होऊ शकतो की प्रॉपरली डिस्क्रिप्टर डिफाइन होऊ शकत नाही. मग ह्याच्यासाठी आपल्याला काय सांगितलं की यू कॅन डिफाइन सम फंक्शन्स on that descriptor or you can define some function on that angle and it can convert into the vector. So here some functions will be defined such as sigmoid function or some other functions. So using that function you can define the pattern vector. So these vector become point in a n-dimensional Euclidean space and pattern classes can be generated in n dimension. Okay, so instead of using signature amplitude directly, we can compute, say that for example first in statistical moment of a given signature and then use this descriptor as a component of each pattern. So there is another alternative way is given. So one way we can divide our pattern into the different signals or different samples, or another one we can use the different functions on that angle and then we can choose the pattern vector. And third way we can define a first n signals or first n part that will be created or that will be considered. Okay, so there are different types for creating a pattern vector from the signal. So first type is from the signal it can generate some specific distance or fixed distance and they can create the vector. Another type, from that we can implement some functions on the angle and then pattern vector will be generated. Third type is using the first n statistical moment, for using the first n terms from that signal and we can create the descriptor. So these are the different ways to create the vector from the signals. So in fact as many as evident by now, pattern vector can be generated in a different ways. Different way na apan pattern vector generate करू शकतो. So we can present some of them in this chapter. Now vector can be formed also. Vector can be formed from the features of both boundary and region. See, in previous chapter we can see this example, that is compactness, circularity and ecanticity. From these are the also features of the pattern. Or another one example, from this diagram there are different features. So one is x1 max probability, another one is correlation, contrast, uniformity, homogeneity, entropy. So there are lots of different descriptors we may define from each type of object. So for different types of object there will be different descriptors, different features. Okay, So here vector can be formed from the different types of boundary and region descriptors, because we can focus on a quantitative approach. क्वांटिटेटिव्ह अप्रोच मध्ये आपण आहे, त्यामुळे आपल्याला बाउंड्री आणि रिजन डिस्क्रिप्टर. जर क्वालिटेटिव्ह अप्रोच असेल तर आपल्याला रिजनल डिस्क्रिप्टर वापरावा लागेल. But we can focus on a quantitative approach, and this quantitative approach is concerned with the regional boundary and regional descriptor. So lots of boundary and regional descriptor we also study, or we also discuss in previous chapters. So here, for example, compactness, circularity, ecanticity, probability, correlation, homogeneity. So these are the different descriptor: area, length, size, so perimeter, then max axis, mean axis. So lots of different descriptor are used. So depends on image, depends on what type of analysis you want to do, you choose a different descriptor. So the object in a figure A can be represented by the 3D vector whose compacts capture shape information related with the boundary and region property. Pattern vector can be used also to represent the property of image region. In another example, there are different 6D vectors in a figure B which can use the texture measure based on the future descriptor. So in this image or in this group, there will be 3 different descriptors are defined, that is x1, x2, x3. x1 is nothing but compactness, x2 is nothing but circularity, and f3 is ecanticity. But in this image, in second image, this image defines 6 different vectors or 6 different descriptors, 6 different features. That is, x1 is max probability, x2 is correlation, x3 is the contrast, x4 is uniformity, x5 is a homogeneity, and x6 is a entropy. So these are the different descriptors which are defined for this object or for this image. So for the moment, the key concept to keep in mind that selecting the descriptor on which to the base each component of the pattern vector has performed impact on the performance of object recognition. See, so for each type of object, each type of image, there are lots of descriptor, and from that lots of descriptor you need to choose a proper descriptor, proper features, so as our result will be clearly visible, our result will be correct. So in this case, there will be one major issue or one major importance is that to choose a proper vector, to choose the proper descriptor, to choose the proper features from that image, and that leads to clearly visible image or clearly visible feature or object recognition technique. So this is one of the important problem in this pattern recognition system. The pattern recognition मध्ये सगळ्यात महत्त्वाचं तुम्हाला काय की प्रॉपर डिस्क्रिप्टर चूज करणं, प्रॉपर फीचर्स चूज करणं, आणि हे जर प्रॉपर फीचर्स तुम्ही चूज केले तरच तुम्हाला ती ऑब्जेक्ट प्रॉपरली रिकॉग्नाइज होईल. The technique just described for the generating pattern vector that yields the pattern classes characterized by the quantitative information. So by using the pattern vector, you can generate the pattern class, and this pattern class will be generated using the quantitative information. In some application, pattern characteristics are best described by the structural relationship. Okay, काही याच्यामध्ये स्ट्रक्चरल रिलेशनशिप महत्वाचे आहे. म्हणजे सगळीकडेच आता आपण जे 2 टाइप बघितले किंवा 2 अप्रोच बघितले, एक क्वांटिटेटिव्ह अप्रोच आणि एक क्वालिटेटिव्ह अप्रोच. तर क्वांटिटेटिव्ह अप्रोच मध्ये आपण बाउंड्री किंवा रिजनल डिस्क्रिप्टर वापरतो, पण प्रत्येक ठिकाणी तेच वापरलं जाईल असं नाही. सो इन सम सिच्युएशन यू नीड टू फाइंड द रिलेशनशिप. So structural descriptor are used, or structural information will be important. In that case, relational descriptor are important. That means in that case you have to define tree-based, string-based, or graph-based descriptor. So for example, in fingerprint recognition, it will be based on the interrelationship of print feature. Okay, जे fingerprint मध्ये महत्वाचं काय तर इंटर रिलेशनशिप महत्वाचे, त्या पर्टिक्युलर जे आपल्या हाताचे थंबचे एक्सप्रेशन असतं त्यामध्ये जे सर्क्युलरिटी असते किंवा गोल गोल असतं की त्यामधले काही रिलेशनशिप आपल्याला डिफाईन म्हणजे एकाधिक असतात ना गोल, त्यामुळे ते जे रिलेशनशिप आपल्याला डिफाईन करणं गरजेचं असतं, ट्री स्ट्रक्चर डिफाईन करणं गरजेचं असतं. अँड इन दॅट केस यू नीड टू डिफाईन द स्ट्रक्चरल रिलेशनशिप. ओके, so together with their relative size and location, these features are primitive components that describe the fingerprint point property such as rapid endings, branching, merging, and disconnected segmentation. Okay, so when you have to consider our fingerprint, so it has different structure, and in this different structure you need to define its relational description. So it may be some points such as a rapid end point of the particular thumb expression, or some branching, merging, or parent child relationship, so that are important in that thumb expression. So in this case you need to define the structural descriptor. So recognition problem of this type, in which not only quantitative measure but it requires the spatial relationship between the feature. Okay, and in this approach you need to define the structural approach also. म्हणजे समजा थंब एक्सप्रेशन जर तुम्ही घेतलं तर त्यामध्ये फक्त तुम्हाला त्याचं लेंथ किंवा त्याचं बाउंड्री किंवा रिजन डिस्क्रिप्टर नाही वापरून त्याला रिलेशनशिप पण वापरावं लागतं. म्हणजे दोन थंबच्या दोन रेषामधलं रिलेशन तुम्हाला डिफाईन करावं लागतं. अशामध्ये तुम्हाला structural approach सुद्धा important आहे. So in some problem, depends upon the application, you need to use either qualitative approach, either quantitative approach, or in some application you need to define both approaches. So these are the so here we can define some pattern descriptor. आता हे आपण ऑलरेडी मागच्या लेक्चर मध्ये किंवा मागच्या ह्याच्यात आपण बघितलेलं आहे. सो दिस इज अ स्टेअरकेस एक्झाम्पल ए अँड बी. सो दिस स्टेअरकेस एक्झाम्पल विल बी डिफाईन्ड हियर. ह्या ए आणि बी स्टेअरकेस एक्झाम्पल मध्ये आपण पॅटर्न किंवा स्ट्रिंग पॅटर्न कसा डिफाईन केला. सो इट विल बी ए, हॉरिझॉन्टल विल बी ए, वर्टिकल विल बी बी. So A B A B A B. So in this way we can define the our string. So this pattern could be sample and expressed in terms of pattern vector. Pattern vector मध्ये हा represent केला जातो. So however the basic structure consisting of repetition of two simple primitive element. So in this case when we can convert this point, see when we have to convert all this structure into a string, so it will be A B A B A B dash 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 A B अशा पद्धतीने येईल. So that means it is a repetitive structure A B A B. So this string consists of A B as a repetition. Okay, so the basic structure consists of repetition of two simple primitive elements. So A and B, that will be repeated more n times. So that is repetitive structure. So a more meaningful description would be define the element A and B and let the pattern of the string will be W is equal to up to AB 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 as shown in the figure. The pattern अशा पद्धतीने तयार होईल. The structure of this particular class of pattern is captured in this description by requiring the connectivity we define in the head to tail manner, which can allow some alternative symbols which is defined by the grammar. Grammar na apan te define kele. So this structural construct is applicable to staircase of any length but exclude other type of structure that could be generated by other combination of the primitive than A and B. So this example, the staircase example, which is used only A and B as a descriptor, so staircase example. But if there will be another type of structure, so this example is not applicable. Okay, so string descriptor adequately generate a pattern of object and other entity whose structure is based on the relatively simple connectivity of primitive usually associated with the boundary shape. So string pattern will be useful to generate it. See in example आपण मागच्या चॅप्टर मध्ये एक एक्झाम्पल बघितलंय. सो असा एक शेप होता, रँडम शेप होता आणि त्यामधून असे आरोहण हे पॉइंट डिफाईन केले होते. सो असा एक वेगळा शेप होता. ओके, मग ह्या पद्धतीनं इथं अशा पद्धतीने डिफाईन केले होते बघा पॅटर्न. सो हिअर दिस इज वन ऑफ द अनदर डिस्क्रिप्टर, अनदर टाइप ऑफ स्ट्रिंग जनरेटर. ह्या स्ट्रिंग जनरेटर अशा पद्धतीने वेगळा. सो string descriptor is generate a pattern of the object and other entity whose structure is based on relatively simple connectivity or primitive, usually associated with the boundary shape. Boundary shape च्या related असेल. A more powerful approach for many application is used to tree descriptor. मग ह्याच्यापेक्षा अजून पॉवरफुल अप्रोच कुठला आहे तर ट्री डिस्क्रिप्टर. सो हिअर इन ट्री डिस्क्रिप्टर बेसिकली इट इज अ हायरार्चिकल ऑर्डरिंग. ट्री डिस्क्रिप्टर म्हणजे काय, हायरार्चिकल ऑर्डरिंग असतं. आपण हे पण बघितलेलं आहे. सो आता हे एक एक्झाम्पल आपण घ्यायचं. सो ट्री इज अनदर स्ट्रक्चरल रिप्रेझेंटेशन. स्ट्रिंग रिप्रेझेंटेशन बघितलं, आता दुसरं एक रिप्रेझेंटेशन आहे ट्री स्ट्रक्चर रिप्रेझेंटेशन. A tree is another structural representation which is suitable for the higher level description of an entire image in terms of its region. Region wise म्हणजे आता ही इमेज घेतली तर इथे ह्या इमेज मध्ये सॅटेलाइट इमेज आहे की इथं एका म्हणजे युएसच्या शहराची एक सॅटेलाइट इमेज आहे की डाऊनटाऊन एरियामध्ये, युएस मध्ये डाऊनटाऊन एरिया आहे त्या एरियाची इमेज आहे. मग इथं बघा, इथं ही एंटायर इमेज हॅज अ डॉलर इज अ रूट. आपण मागे बघितलंय की रूट हा त्याचा इमेजचा रूट हा डॉलर असतो म्हणजे एंटायर इमेज असते आणि तिथून मग त्याचं डिस्क्रिप्टर. मग ह्या डॉलर मध्ये परत डाऊनटाऊन आणि रेसिडेन्शियल दोन पार्ट झाले. मग डाऊनटाऊन मध्ये पुन्हा बिल्डिंग आणि हायवेज आहेत. बिल्डिंग मध्ये परत हाय डेन्सिटी एरिया आणि लार्ज स्ट्रक्चर्स एरिया आहे. म्हणजे असे वेगवेगळ्या पद्धतीनं इथं आता रेसिडेन्शियल मध्ये हाऊसिंग आहे, शॉपिंग मॉल्स आहेत किंवा हायवेज आहेत. मग इथं हाऊसिंग मध्ये परत लो डेन्सिटी, स्मॉल स्ट्रक्चर, वुडन एरिया, हे अशा पद्धतीने डिवाइड करत गेले. सो दिस इज वन ऑफ द एक्झाम्पल. म्हणजे ह्या पद्धतीने सुद्धा तुम्हाला रिलेशनल डिस्क्रिप्टर डिफाईन करता येतं. म्हणजे थोडक्यात समजा लार्ज स्ट्रक्चर असेल तर लार्ज स्ट्रक्चरचा पॅरेंट काय झाला बिल्डिंग, बिल्डिंगचा पॅरेंट डाऊनटाऊन, डाऊनटाऊन मध्ये इमेज हा मेन डिस्क्रिप्टर. So in a tree descriptor is another structure represent suitable for the higher level description of an entire image in terms of its component region. Basically most hierarchical ordering scheme lead to tree structure. So in this example it will be shown. Tree structure आपल्याला अशा पद्धतीने डिफाइन करता येतात. So these are the pattern and pattern classes. म्हणजे ह्या ठिकाणी बघा, ह्या पॅटर्न आणि पॅटर्न क्लासेस मध्ये आपण काय बघितलं. So what is the pattern? So pattern is nothing but some predefined features or some features. That feature is also known as a descriptor. So this descriptor is nothing but pattern. Collection of this pattern is called as a pattern class. So there are two different approaches which are used for the defining the pattern class. One is qualitative approach, another one is quantitative approach. In a quantitative approach, there are some basically region based and boundary based structure, that is length, area, then border, whatever may be. So these type of descriptor it can consider. And in a structural or in a qualitative approach, it can consider one another type of descriptor, that is relational descriptor. So it consists of three basic type or three basic, that is string vector, or it is tree vector, or it is called as a graph vector. So these are the three different types of a structure representation. Okay. So in next lecture, we discuss about the decision theoretic method.